It's funny, if you Google Beretta MX4 Storm, the top suggested search will be, is the MX4 Storm real? That's probably because this extremely underrated submachine gun is virtually unheard of in the United States, but it has been featured prominently in video games like Ghost Recon, Warface, Rainbow Six, and Battlefield. It's never been featured in a Hollywood movie that I'm aware of, and both the MX4 and the version that we have in the US, the kind of boring CX4, are criminally underappreciated guns. I'll tell you why in today's video. The Beretta CX4 Storm was introduced in 2003. The Storm is a straight blowback, plain Jane, fixed stock pistol caliber carbine, with one of its main features being the ability to accept magazines from other Beretta pistols like the PX4 Storm pistol, the Beretta 92 pistol series, or even the Beretta Cougar series, all just by changing a magwell insert. It has these pistol-like controls as well, and it uses fist-to-fist reloading like a pistol. If you can use a pistol from Beretta, you can use the CX4. It comes with a durable cold hammer forged barrel. It's modular with a full-length optics rail and Picatinny rail sections along the side and the foregrip. It's lightweight, it's light shooting, so why is it so boring? It's a responsible-looking gun. It's the Argyle sweater of PCCs. It's the missionary position of carbines. Sure, it'll get the job done. It's just not cool. But that's not Beretta's fault. It's actually fun police US government who ruins everything for us again. TFB first reported the MX4 Storm's launch in March 2011 after it was presented at IDEX in Abu Dhabi. The MX4 is what the CX4 was born to be. While the CX4 has the polo and khaki 16-inch barrel, no muzzle device, semi-auto flush-fit magazines, the MX4 has the short skirt and stiletto setup, 12-inch threaded barrel, 30-round extendos, so dirty, sexy full auto that you'll probably feel moral guilt after you shoot it. It's got this blazing fast cyclical rate of 900 rounds per minute, and boy, does this thing crank. See how quickly we can dump a mag. Holy shit, that was awesome. Now I'm going to have my top secret operator friend from Gardone, Signore Mistero, tell you about the features and the field strip before we talk about why this is the most underrated submachine gun possibly ever.
Gentlemen, welcome. This is the Beretta MX4 submachine gun. First of all, a safety warning. I manipulate freely this weapon because the red tag indicates that there is no firing pin inside. So I can manipulate freely. It's a very modern submachine gun, offering some unique features that I will show you. First of all, as all the Beretta military weapons, it's absolutely easy to disassemble without the use of any tool. You can use a punch or a pen or your finger itself. So you see that to separate the lower and the upper receiver is very, very easy. After that, pulling backward the bolt, you can extract in a specific position the cocking lever, and you can extract the whole bolt group with the recoil spring. Again, very few pieces guarantees maximum reliability and maximum possibility to properly maintain the weapon. This weapon offers a series of unique features. For example, by simply pulling the spring here, you can revert the extractor pin and the ejector pin, and you can decide whether to have the ejection on the right side or on the left side of the weapon. And the same for the cocking lever. While reinstalling, you can decide whether to have it on the right side or on the left side of the weapon. Being a military weapon, it offers a fire selector in 3 positions. By acting on this switching lever, you can decide for the safe position, you see no red colors, single semi-auto mode or full auto mode. To reinstall the weapon, simply reintroduce the bolt group. Another interesting feature of this weapon is that magazines are the same that you can have on the 92 family of pistol or on the PX4 family of pistol. This means that any law enforcement officer having already a 90 model or a PX4 model can use the same magazine on the pistol and on the submachine gun.
I said I wanted to see the real CX4 Storm. This is it, the MX4 Storm. This is the one that's issued to military law enforcement around the country. A lot of people rag on the CX4 back in the United States. This is a good-looking gun. I feel like if the MX4 were available in the US, it would do really well. Beretta 92 mags, Steyr AUG style selector, where it's integrated into the safety. Charge it, and then you push the safety halfway, single fire. Then all the way, full auto. That cyclical rate is ridiculous. Like, the recoil is not bad. Let's do that one more time. The MX4 Storm, while being virtually unheard of in the US outside of video games, actually has landed a number of pretty strong military and law enforcement contracts. Perhaps the most interesting being the decision of the Indian Border Patrol to order 35,000 MX4 Storms to replace their MP5s. Now, I haven't seen that document myself, but there are certainly plenty of reports about it on the internet and plenty of Indian dudes in uniform walking around with MX4s to make me think this is true. So why would anyone replace the legendary H&K MP5 with a polymer straight blowback Italian submachine gun? You can look at the 90 guns that the Italian Navy ordered in 2013. I'm sure the Italians probably paid less for an Italian gun than, say, the Indians did, but Beretta sold a small batch of them at around $650 a pop, according to the contract. I don't know what a military contract MP5 runs these days, but when the civilian models are 3,000 Deutschmarks each, you know that you're getting more spaghetti for your lira with the simpler and more economically constructed MX4. You can buy an Italian submachine gun for the same price as a pair of Knights Armament aim-point battery caps. Let's be fair, the MP5 is legendary for its reliability, controllability, durability. Let's get that out there. One of my most favorite submachine guns. For decades, the gold standard. But that isn't to say that the more modern MX4 doesn't have a few tricks up its silken Versace robe sleeve. The MP5 has a slower 800-ish rounds per minute cyclical rate and a recoil sapping roller delayed action that make it a German dream to shoot in full auto, but it's also bigger and heavier than the MX4. The MP5 is a pound or more heavier depending on configurations and 2 inches longer than the MX4, but the MX4 has a 12-inch barrel compared to the MP5's 9-inch barrel. Using the pistol-style magazine while in the grip, the MX4 gets the benefit of more barrel in a smaller overall package versus an MP5. The MX4 also has a full-length optic rail, unlike the MP5, and a last-round bolt hold open, unlike the MP5, and easy-to-use controls that can all be manipulated with the dominant hand and firing position. It's got better ergonomics, it's a bit faster rate of fire at 900 rounds per minute, all while being reasonably controllable with a fixed stock. Wow. I mean, the recoil is next to nothing. The cyclical rate, again, is insane. This is a very fast-firing gun. However, it's controllable just because, I mean, you've got a lot of bulk here, you've got a lot of area to grip, you've got the fixed stock. So even though you get kind of a wild cyclical rate, you can keep things in the box if you need to. Plus, for 20 or 30 bucks, you can add rail attachments for accessories, while I bet half of you are financing MP5 magazines and accessories on a firm right now. And if you're using, relatedly, a Beretta 92, PX4, or a Cougar, your mags will work in your carbine too. You don't have to shell out 75 or 80 bucks for an MP5 magazine. One last thing, although I'm skeptical of this one, but an Indian newspaper running an article on Border Patrol's new MX4s claim they don't even need lube to function. That's true, just like I don't need tires to drive my car, but it was an interesting note. Although the Storm doesn't have nearly the illustrious career the MP5 has, in addition to adoption by the Italians and wholesale replacement of the MP5 by India, law enforcement and military units from the US, from Russia, Venezuela, have ordered Storm carbines in the past. Oh yeah, And you can't have a Beretta video without mentioning honorary Italian Big Mo Al Gaddafi ordering 2,000 CX4 Storms in 2009, which coincidentally Ian McCollum actually wrote a lengthy article about, and it's an interesting read. I'm not saying that the Beretta MX4 Storm is the best submachine gun ever made, far from it. Might not even be the best one made by Beretta, but euro for euro, it could be. The MX4 Storm is perhaps, in my opinion, the most underrated SMG out there, but what do you think the most underrated SMG is? Sound off. I'll include the best comments in a top 5 most underrated SMG video. Beretta, if you're watching this, can you do me a favor? Could you guys think about importing like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 of these if it's possible in SBR configuration? Yeah, they're going to be factory SBRs when you got to do all this BS paperwork, but I think it'd be pretty sick. And if you brought in just a few thousand, especially if you sold them at under $1,000 each, I think they'd all be gone pretty quickly. That'd be neat. Guys, you know what else is neat? Ventura Munitions. That's where we get all of our ammo for TFBTV. A big thank you to Top Gun Supply, your online shooting sports superstore. And of course, thank you to Beretta for having TFBTV over to Gardone Valtrompia, Beretta HQ in Italy. It was a pilgrimage to Mecca for me. Thank you for watching and take care.